up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
That's right. This is David Cogan, and I am so excited. I couldn't even sleep last night. We've got an incredible lineup this morning. We've got the CEO of Experian coming on, a $4.6 billion company. And later on, we'll be ending the show with Matt Fraser, a psychic medium, and with a new TV show, Meet the Frasers. And again, you're listening to me, David Cogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, the only place where entrepreneurs align. Well, I got to tell you, I am wearing the biggest smile now on my face. I mean, probably bigger than almost anybody that I've interviewed before. He's a comedian, actor, radio personality, TV host. He's a father, New York Times best-selling author. Heck, he even holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the most downloaded podcast. Yep, that's right, the one and only Adam Carolla, which can be reached at nosafespaces.com. Adam, let's jump right in. What in the world is going on with America's First Amendment? And for that matter, do you think everyone in the U.S. knows even what the First Amendment stands for?
No, and what's happened is a bunch of little coddled snowflake kids think that if they hear something that they disapprove of or they disagree with, that that's hate speak and it needs to be squelched. So folks have grown up hearing nothing they disagree with, and they make it from 0 to 18, 19, 20 without hearing a word of dissent, and now they'd like to shut you up if you want to come to their college campus, or if you send a tweet out they disagree with, they don't want you to work.
Unbelievable. I mean, and you star along with Dennis Prager in a movie to help educate what seems like the world needs to know called No Safe Spaces. And you could reach Adam by going to nosafespaces.com. But why make this?
Well, let me interrupt. You can't reach me by going to nosafespaces.com, but you can find out where movie tickets are and things of that nature.
So why make this movie, though? What's the whole purpose?
It's something I've been talking about, and, you know, if you're an American and you're over the age of 35, it's probably something you've noticed for a while. And I've always been a fan of Dennis Prager, who's a syndicated radio show host, and I've always liked that guy, and somebody suggested putting the two of us together and working on this movie, and I thought, that's a great idea. It's a good subject. It's an excuse to work with Dennis, and it's a very well-done movie. It's very funny. It's got a lot of different viewpoints and alternative viewpoints in it. It's not just me and Dennis. It has Alan Dershowitz and Van Jones. It has people from all over the political spectrum, and right now it's sitting at 100% with the people on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's got to be good.
Congratulations. Again, we're speaking with Adam Carolla. Adam, let me ask you in regards to the whole thing of what's going on. With America? What is your opinion, really, of the future of America?
Well, we have to kind of turn the ship around because it's going the wrong direction. It's going away from what this country and the principles this country are founded on. So people, adults, people like you and I, need to speak up, and instead of bowing to these kids who are making incredible demands, we need to tell them to shut up. They're kids. We're not going to listen to them. Colleges are treating these kids like clients, and that's kind of where it begins. And making movies like this, quite frankly, and having stand-up specials by, Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr, guys who are going out there and they're not apologizing. They're just making jokes and they're telling the truth. And that's where it begins. I think the comedians are the tip of the spear in turning things around, or whenever you want to point the society a different direction, go hear what the comedians have to say.
Absolutely. Well, I saw your movie, and again, I think it's absolutely incredible. And you're listening to me, David Cogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, because again, we have Adam Carolla, and you could go to NoSafeSpaces.com to see his movie. Adam, you're also too in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most downloaded podcast. Why do you think so many people are attracted to listening to you?
I do a podcast every day at AdamCarolla.com. I've been doing it every day for over 10 years. And, you know, I have things to say. I have a sense of humor. We get good guests on the show. I have a certain amount of wisdom and common sense. But it's really just my ability to kind of put thoughts together and spit them out and do it consistently and show up every day and treat it like a job. And it's been very good to me. But I've been on the air for, 25 years now, uninterrupted. So, I don't know, maybe I'm like some sort of huggy blanket that people are used to hearing when they turn on their phone.
And you even have a tour, Adam Carolla is Unprepared. I mean, that's amazing, in which you improvise a brand new stand-up act based on a one-word audience suggestion really pulled at random. Adam Carolla, we've got a call in today from one of our listeners.
Hey, Adam. My name's Kyle McIntosh, and I've been listening to you as my modern-day philosopher for the last 22 years. I'm excited to see you live in Solana Beach with my wife, parents, and a couple of friends right after Thanksgiving. When David gave me an opportunity here to ask you one question, I thought for a long time and settled on something simple. How about a quick Adam Carolla is Unprepared with the word why?
Why? That's a good question. Why do so many people act the way they do? I mean, you really think about that? I always think about that. Like, why? Why, when a cop has a gun drawn, do people keep walking at the cop? Why do half the people that have worked with me tell me to go pound sand and then storm out of the door? Why is every time I walk in my daughter's room and she's at school, the ceiling fan is still on high? Why don't people turn right when the signal's red, but it's legal and safe to turn right? Why so many homeless in Los Angeles? Why, when I'm driving in Los Angeles and I'm on the freeway and I'm in the left lane and there's traffic, the traffic comes to a complete stop, like I'm actually parked on the freeway? Why? How does that happen? Why? It's a good word.
Unbelievable. Adam, what's the secret to being so quick-witted and so smart?
I think there's a little bit of God-given talent and a little bit of practice, probably a lot of practice. I took a lot of improv classes for a lot of years. Like, I did tons of group improv and sketch improv. I was at the Groundlings. I was at the Acme Theater. I did a lot of improvisational work for a long period of time. So I think people think I'm, quick-witted naturally, and that is somewhat true, but I trained at it for a long time.
Well, I mean, it's just, I think you're amazing, and I know our listeners do too. And you have 2 children. So share with us some insight into some of the things of raising children nowadays, given everything going on in America and, well, in the world.
Well, I believe that if you have a good base, like a good home base, your kids will be in pretty good shape. And if you have a bad home base, all the counselors and teachers, I mean, look back to your high school days. And I look back to my high school days. I had counselors, I had teachers, but I had a bad home base. My parents were divorced, and they were bad people. They were bad parents. My friends who had a good home base turned out great. Same teachers, same school, same counselors. The other friends whose families were fractured, who had a bad home base, it didn't turn out so well for them. So is it more teachers, more counselors, more money, or is it the home and the family unit and the parents that make the difference? I know it's the home and the families. Idiots like Beto O'Rourke want to talk about school-to-prison pipeline and needing better teachers or teachers of color, all this. It's nonsense. Have a dad in the home, have a stable home, and magically the schools will fix themselves.
Adam, when are you going to run for president?
Oh, man. I know, right after that speech? Should be next.
You know what? You've got my vote and certainly probably all of our listeners. You certainly have made your mark in the world. You make people laugh and you make people think about their own life. You bring humor to those that need it. You're an educator with no safe spaces. That's a hero. Adam Carolla. Make sure you check out his movie and go to nosafespaces.com. This has been David Cogan with Eliances. And when we return, we're going to have the CEO of Experience, a $4.6 billion company.